I don't know what happened. It was showing me all these things, and I had to click on the phone, so I hung up. Anyways, I wanted to hop on today and talk to you super quick about, it's still showing me things, Instagram. What are you doing? I wanted to talk about my favorite type of client because I've been noticing every day I have a real contrast between the type of client that I see. It kind of reminds me back in the day. So if you don't know, I've been a registered dietitian for over 20 years. And when I started working, I actually started working in the prison system. I had a contract with the federal government in Canada where I live, and I went to, I think it was 12 different prisons, and that's how I spent 3 days of every week. And then it was really contrasted with inmates versus military or civilian people that worked on the military base that would come to see me, and they would go and they would do everything that I said, and then they would come back and be like, okay, I did it. Because they would get, annual physicals for their fitness testing and things. So they were kind of more on the ball. Whereas the inmate population, they were sometimes trying to improve their health, most of the time trying to get something maybe they could trade with as, kind of like power on the ranges that they lived in. Or they might have had a medical diagnosis that I needed to help them with. So there was all that contrast between those populations. Then I also worked one-on-one with people in private practice. So people that pay for service are generally motivated and they're going to show up for themselves. So that is going to be different as well. So today I've been working with clients that are all referred through a clinic that I work for. And I've already noticed a huge contrast in the type of clients. I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to come on and talk to you guys about my favorite type of clients? So in my online business, which you're probably watching me from, Instagram is where I do a lot of my business stuff. My favorite type of client is the busy mompreneur running a business that has kids. That's who I want to work with. The woman that's kind of done with diets or done with restricting and years of like not eating and feeling tired. I want to help them. And I'm the best person because I'm a mom, single mom with 3 kids. I work full time. I run my business. So I get it. I'm not like a single young dietitian using that approach and not understanding how intuitive eating is harder when you're a mom because of exhaustion, harder when you're running a business, all these factors, right? So that's why I love that kind of client. But the contrast that I've seen today, I have a client that I worked with this morning with diabetes. Well, actually, I had quite a few different clients today. I had one which was a 9-month-old with some issues with their eating. So that will get referred on to have a swallowing assessment to make sure there's nothing mechanically wrong with how their swallowing is happening. So that was interesting. Then I had someone that has a condition of prediabetes, but they are super, super detailed and they're really monitoring their blood sugar and following the response of their body to different foods and stuff. So they're really like on the ball, have really detailed questions. So it's always fun to work with them and give them the support that they need. Then I had a client who was like totally upfront. I usually call and say, hi, it's Catherine. At that work, I go by Catherine. I'm just calling to follow up and see how things are going. And sometimes they'll, get into it a bit. And this one just cut to the chase. And I have so much respect for people that just like tell it like it is. And they're like, I'm going to be honest. I haven't done a thing. And I said, yeah, that's fine. That's okay. So they said, okay, send me the information again. I really want to get a control of this. And we rebooked out for 6 weeks. But I did not make that person wrong. No one is ever wrong. If you want to change your health behavior, that's a reason why I'm come online too. The clients that I work with in the clinical setting, a lot of them are waiting 6 weeks before they see me. And then for follow-up, even if I want to see them a few weeks out, sometimes it takes longer. So when we are motivated and we're ready to make changes with our health, it's so much easier if we're able to see the practitioner when it works for us. And that's why in my expansion program, there's weekly group coaching. There's monthly 2 days of Voxer access for each person so they can ask their own individual personalized question, whether it's around their mindset around eating, a medical condition. I had a question come up after I posted a reel yesterday about intuitive eating and how it meshes with medical conditions. There's a podcast episode on that. So if you are wondering that, go and take a look. I'm just going to see. I don't think I have it up on my phone anymore or up on my screen. I think it's 34. Anyways, there's lots of different episodes on intuitive eating. But the clients I love to work with are the clients that come to me. So it doesn't matter if they've done their homework and then we follow up, because my job as a health coach and a registered dietitian is really to figure out why you can't make that change. That's not me being wrong. That's not you being wrong. It's just being human, right? And there's always that human side to things. So if you're motivated enough to hop on a call, which I've had a few people recently do, and then they can't take that next step, I'm not making them wrong. It's just a human experience that we're having, right? So my favorite type of client is the client that comes to me, and it doesn't matter if they want to if they do their homework or if they want to and they can't get to it. Life happens. And then my job when they come back to me is to figure out what we can do to help them move forward. Because my goal is to make them feel better, right? So right now with my expansion program, the next Peer Pod opens on April 20th. So if you want to get in, send me a message. You can find the information on my bio. But that's a program where you're going to be supported with a group of women. I keep my Peer Pods to 10. Because we know when we work in community with other women that helps us, right? We feel supported. They understand what we're going through. And we're not just like in a sea of 1,000 people in a membership program where we can watch the replay. We can pre-submit our questions. Like, you're going to get live group coaching every week. And even if it's not your question, you're probably going to learn something because you're probably going to be in a similar situation or have similar questions to other people in the group. So that's the magic of having Peer Pods. I keep them to a maximum of 10 people. Plus me, I'm there every week. So you're not getting like a peer coach or anything. You're getting me with my 20 years of experience to help you navigate, like, what is intuitive eating? Or I have this medical issue. So how does that work with this approach? And why doesn't dieting work? So there's all these things that marry together. I'm super excited to open that pod. So it'll be after Easter. So it gives you a few weeks to kind of gear up and get ready. But if you want more information, you can reach out. But the type of client I love, it's really every client. I see so much contrast every day. And it just inspires me, like, to keep meeting new people. I just find it so interesting. Some people take the information and run, and some people don't. And some people feels like they need a bit more convincing. I've said before in some of my posts and things, my job is not to convince someone. So if they're using an approach that I know doesn't work, I'll try to steer them into an approach that's obviously going to work. I'll share with them some of the evidence that backs that up. But I can also support them in continuing with that approach if that's really where they're at. And quite often after a few sessions, they'll come around and we'll kind of work in the same direction. But my job is just to help people feel better. And I feel so lucky to do that. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys are well. If you want more information on expansion, link in bio. Reach out if you have any questions. And I hope you have a great day. It's sunny here, but we're waiting for freezing rain to land this evening. So that could get interesting, but it's like 3 degrees. So it's beautiful right now. All right, guys, have a great day. And thanks for joining.